Aloha, Soul Fam. Welcome to our end of days. That's DAZE. I'm still recovering from an illness, so I might cough. Like as always, my stuff at this moment unedited, raw. Right, confirmation cough. so, yeah, I just had about a half-hour long rant video. We'll see if I end up posting it. But I thought I'd be more concise and I'd get into a different position, a little more shade, a little more, a little more privacy. Someone ended up being in the background for the video, but they left us alone, thankfully. I'm not against interactions and anything. I'm just a little bit of an introvert, if I'm going to be honest. And I do like interacting with people, getting out there, but it's not my first impression, which is I think a lot of people can know that. And I don't know, like yeah, yeah. Anyway, let's get on. Let's get on with the show, right? Um, Oh, I don't remember her last name, but someone that I watch that I really enjoy watching too on YouTube is Marina, and I'll try to post a link for her down in I don't know in the comments in my description. I know people don't usually just check on the description. I used to write more of a description of my videos on my at Keith Levine IM count, but I haven't been doing that on this one. Just cause just getting the stuff out there. I've been dealing with a lot. If I'm going to be honest, you guys, I'm still homeless. I'm still dealing with all that goes along. Um, yeah, in a foreign land, essentially. We won't get into that for this one. I wanted to focus on the situation and why I mentioned Marina too, where I'm doing my best to live in a situation because I understand what the system is, and I've been told essentially that like dang guys, like it's a little bit of left and right where just like the system has tried to bribe and recruit me to conform, but also I would say more primarily the system just wants me to kill myself, like straight up. They want to destroy me, man, and at the very least distract me to the point of destroying myself. And it's because I see through it, like is what it is. It's just like because I love the truth so much, it just ends up being something that I naturally have that ability now. Maybe I always did. Maybe it's like God's gift to me or something. But I can just tell when things are off, and I can tell when people are being authentic and true to a certain extent. And a little bit of both too. Like it's hard to explain if you don't. Like, I used to think everybody had the same ability as me, and I guess that's just not the case. And I want to be of service, you guys. I do, but it's hard when I'm in this position. Even coughing and hacking. That doesn't matter. But it's like I was just saying in my other video. I'll touch base upon it really quickly here. But the metaphor for society, you guys, is like the shelter that I just left, where jeez, man, the only caring staff left, the staff that remained didn't care, or maybe enjoyed torturing people to some extent, and low key torture. I'm not talking about well, at least that I experienced that I'm aware of. Um, you know what I mean, like emotional social torture, um, more like sociopathic nature, I guess. Maybe psychopathic, like less psychopathic, more sociopathic, I would say. Um, anyway, I'm getting off subject here. Like the whole point of me saying this was the place is infested with parasites, bed bugs. They've tried to eliminate the bed bugs several times, or they say they do. And so night before last, before I left, I found out that the bed bugs were in the mats. Those mats have been around forever, you guys. Like there was a hole in my mat, and so I ended up opening it and looking at it with a cleaning wipe, vinegar cleaning wipe. Excuse me. And there was a nest, and then it was just like the meme, you guys, where it's just like every single mat was the same. Every single mat was the same because they don't clean the insides of the mats. They don't do anything like that. Every single mat was infested, and that's why everybody gets bitten up there, and why they can never get rid of the bed bugs. The bed bugs. And so when I was talking about that in my last video, I had like a revelation where that's like a metaphor for society. That's a metaphor for what we've collectively been in as humanity. And when I talked about it with the staff member, two things happened. I was basically ignored, and then I was told I'd be helped, and I was not helped. And then nobody talked to me after that. And that was when I really realized they weren't going to change the math. They weren't going to do anything like that. And like I said in the other video, there's just obvious embezzlement going on. The whole facility is in disrepair. And so, maybe to the credit of the staff members there, they don't care, man. They're probably underpaid and everything. But it's also true. They're not there because they love people and they want to help people. They're there for an easy paycheck, if anything. And it's just like, hey, if you're bothering me or I have to do something, screw you. You're making my job harder. I'm supposed to sit here and just, get a paycheck, essentially. And I'm just hoping that's what it is, just that kind of an attitude, and it's not worse than that. And it could be, you guys. Um, because part of me thinks, man, maybe it's not, because there's different layers to it, you guys. There's so many different layers. What I really want to say about that situation is you just got to get out of it. Because the staff, it doesn't matter what their motivations are or anything at this point. What their actions and behaviors are is what matters, and they're not going to change it. All right, and either they can't or they don't want to. And so, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Right? What am I gonna do in a situation that's like that? You just got to get out. And so, if we're talking about if we blow that up, microcosm like the macrocosm, how do I get out of society then? Because the monetary system, I mean, everything is just, oh gosh, guys, it's so crap. They poison our, like, seriously, do research, man. The research is out there. If you don't do the research, that's up to you. And at this point, you're choosing ignorance at this point. But they poison most of our food, um, because like the regulatory agencies basically don't care. They're bought and paid for. It's, if I can liken it to anything, they're all like the staff at the shelter. At best they're just like, I just want a paycheck, man. I don't care. I don't care about the people. My job is just to make sure things go as they go. Not change anything, not do anything. And at worst, they're taking bribes, you guys. Is like the situation. They're taking bribes or embezzling things. And that's why things are getting worse too. Like just on the food aspect, a lot of the foods, I don't think it could be that they're intentionally poisoning us. uh, but I also subscribe to just realizing where it's just like, well, I'll get a bribe, I'll get a cutback, I'll embezzle some money. We'll cut some of the funds and divert that into ways where we're making a product which is just less healthy, just significantly less healthy. Excuse me. And that's an understatement. Whew, like I said, do your own research, you guys. There's plenty. Like at least for me, I looked at one video the other day about the reality of foods, and I'm just getting so many suggestions at this point. So if you do the same, man, like there's the information's out there. Um, so maybe reining this back in with everything. because my collective, us guys, I know we know how bad it is. I know we know how bad it is, and feeling helpless is a crappy feeling in that way. And I don't feel like we need to feel that way. Like part of it is kind of what I'm doing to every extent that I can, and I'm always looking to improve my ability to do it. But to quote a version of the Bible, living in the world but not of it, right? Um, Being in the matrix, but knowing what it is, and then making the right choices and actions, and which is to some degree really hard. The reason I say that is one word, and it's addiction. And that, and I want to be careful about what addiction is, because I've been able to drop quite a few things which people should have not, like, I should not have been able to drop. But it's because I was very convicted already, and I didn't. And the pain that I went through was for stopping certain things. I was able to do it. I guess is essentially what it is. With that said, there's other aspects of my life that I still struggle with. Like when I broke my fast, you know what I ate, you guys? Like I had some dried fruit at first, and it was sugary fruit, but the next thing I ended up getting were these Hostess Twinkies, these chocolate loving Twinkies. Like I'm coming clean with you guys. That sucks. And at first I was just like, okay, enriched, whatever they're made of, and sugar. I didn't look at the back full enough, or the nutrition facts full enough, though, because after eating quite a few of them, I realized they're super high in sodium, you know, and then there's corn syrup in them, and it was just like, face palm, where it's just like, even after talking about how they're poisoning our foods and stuff, what am I doing? I'm ending my fast, my 24 hour, maybe it was longer than 24 hours. It was probably closer to like 30, 36 hours. But my 36-hour fast with Twinkies, like, that doesn't set a good example at all. Not at all, you guys. So maybe that's why I've been disappointed with myself to some degree. But it's super hard too, and it felt so empty eating those Twinkies. I'm gonna be honest. It was just like, oh man, the sugar and the taste, it's really good, but then it's gone. And then all I have left is this pit in my stomach that I have to digest and go through. My body has to fucking spend energy for, and and then for what? For less than 20 seconds of sensory pleasure. Because I'm not even gonna call it joy. I'm not even gonna call it bliss, because it's not. It's like sensory pleasure is what it is, and it's minimal, you guys. It's minimal, and then I have to experience the consequences of that, and I'm already in a rough position. You know, I talked about the leaving the shelter. And in some ways it's so much better, but I'm sleeping on the streets again now, and it's got its own dangers, its own issues too. But I woke up this morning feeling a lot better, feeling closer to God, you guys, because just staying there was like a metaphor for staying in society. And so maybe it's just making the best with what we got. Same with fasting and everything. And so, if anything, I guess I'll wrap it up here. Just that's what I'm learning too, and I'm sharing it. Where it's just do what we can, do what we can. Listen to your heart, listen to our heart. It's the heart of God, you guys. And then I'll say it in other videos too, but it's when we disconnect from our heart, like our true heart, then that's when things get bad. That's how evil thrives, because the true evil, they heard it from real people, man. Where it's just like you put your heart in the freezer, and you lock it up, man, and then you just focus on sensory pleasure, and that's miserable, you guys. Maybe just because I can't do that for my own heart. So anyway, peace out, love within. Look at you guys on the